Well, it's cold today, but it's also overcast, but there's no wind right now, or not much wind. I have really nothing to do, or nothing I want to do, I guess that's the word you use. But I'm going to do something anyway, just to get it done. And I said temperature's cool today, but it was cool yesterday and windy. But at least yesterday the sun was shining. But today it's overcast, cloudy, with a slight chance of rain, but not much. But the thing is, forecast was showing a chance for frost this morning, or tomorrow, or tonight. Yeah, chance for frost. Cattle are laying out. They got their bellies full from that hay yesterday. Yeah. It's not too bad of a day today, with no wind, or very little wind. Yeah, I don't see no leaves moving. Just a gentle, like somebody breathing. So I'm gonna do something today. I bought something. When was it? A couple of days ago. I bought something a couple of days ago, and I'm gonna work on it today. I get company. Little kitten, he likes to follow me around. Sometimes Mama does, but he's been doing it lately. I just fed him, but he wasn't too hungry, so he wants to sit with me. That's good. He cries a lot, though. There he goes. I knew he'd follow me. That's his mama does that too. Oh, there's 3 cattle. There's another one. There's one more hanging around here somewhere. And there's the other one. Yeah. Oh, here comes Mama. Yeah, that was Mama out here the other day when I saw that cat cross the road on my way home. They found each other. Good for them. Alright. I guess that's what he was doing. He was waiting for his mama to come back. And I was the surrogate. I was the babysitter. I was the kitten sitter. I didn't even know it. Anyway, let's get something done today. Yeah, he didn't like to be alone. Little Mama Catty. You sharing anything you catch? Oh, I did notice something when I was watching the videos of that cat in the field across the road that I thought was mine. Well, I thought was her. I noticed he doesn't have the white leg all the way down, or he has all the way up, below his, what do we call those, elbows, joints. She has white about halfway up her leg, but the other one don't. He might have white paws, like her front, but on his back, they're all gray. He might have white feet at the bottom, I'm not sure. I didn't get a closer look. But she's got more, I have to remember that. She's got more white on her back legs. Okay. There's another project I'd like to start someday. I've been wanting to do this for years, ever since it burnt down. Yeah, it's burnt down one time. I was burning some trash over here, and I guess there must have been something in here. And I went out after I burnt that. I went out to the big pasture to work on something out there, fencing or something. And it must have been winter time, because I was out in the big pasture, way out there, and I could see through the trees there was a red-orange thing. It was flame, so I drove back real quick. and this thing was ablaze. I couldn't save it. I had an outhouse there, one of those WC project things that I got from my cousin. Anyway, I'd like to rebuild that someday. I kind of remember how it was put together, but I'll probably build it better. It's got a concrete underneath that thing. There's a concrete thing. That's what came with the outhouse. This thing here, it had these things here to hold the wood. These tabs, metal tabs that you could screw to or nail to. But this part here, the pit, I built myself. Me and my wife, we built that. And that was the first thing on this property. First structure on this property was this outhouse. We bought. Oh, I got it. My cousin lives about 2-3 miles away from here. Yeah, going north, and they had it, and they didn't need it, or they wanted to get rid of it, so I took it. Yeah, anyway, it was nice when we first started building here. It was nice having an outhouse here. That's all. It was nice to have an outhouse here while we were doing construction and stuff, or just coming out here even before we had the house or started building the house. We came out here to camp, make a fire and cook, and it's nice to have some place like this. Yeah, before we had this, we just used a bucket. Yeah. Anyway, that's another story. Not for today. I got work. I got something to do. Yeah, that's something I can work on someday. Yeah, but it's going to cost money though, because I need lumber. Lumber and probably some venting. Yeah. All the venting was made out of wood on the old one. But if my older brother rebuilt an outhouse on the farm. I think it's still there. I'll take a look at it, see how he did it. Yeah, I think he used pipes for venting. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I used that old outhouse when I was young too, at the farm. It's hard to see, but these cedars have these little blueberries. Little really small blueberries on them, and then they fall off. I don't know if they're seed. I guess they're seeds. I've never seen anything grow, but they're all over the ground here. See there, and there. I've never seen any babies grow around here, so I don't know how they reproduce. Really don't know. Oh, that's nice. I can see blue sky over there. Yeah. Little streak there, a big one there. And another one, a little smaller one over that way. It's cloudy, but it's clearer out to the west. Most of the heavy rain clouds is over to the southeast. It's a nice day with no wind, and it's only 50 degrees, but there's no wind, so it's warmer than it appears on the thermometer. Yesterday was, I don't know if it was, I think it was about the same, 50, but the wind was kind of chilly, north wind. Oh, there's something out there. There's some birds out there, probably crows. Yeah, they look like crows. I see 2, 3. Some of them flying around. There's no, yeah, I see some walking around way out there. They're hard to see on the video, but I can see them with my eyes. You still crying from your mama? She's off again somewhere. Mm-hmm. You gonna jump? Well, make up your mind. There you go. Good boy. Don't jump on the truck. You get footprints on my windshield. Your mama does that. They didn't make it. Oh well. I got to get to work on my project. He found his mama. I don't know if he was looking for her or not, but he got her now. Yeah, he's still a child. I don't know. When you use the word child, is that only for humans, or can it be used for animals too? Offspring. Oh, the fence is off right now. I'm gonna cross it. You gonna go hunting? Huh? Yeah, she's gonna go. She's gonna go see if she can hunt something. Yeah. At least with cats around, I don't have problems with mice. At least none that I can see. There's still mice around, but I think they keep them under control. What are you gonna do now? Ah! Mama says, "You go. Stop following me around and go hunt on your own." Okay, let's get some work done today. There's a cow and a bale. Yeah, I should clean this mess up too, but not today. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like it's a lot of extra work. Been here for years. Got a lawnmower over there and a lawnmower here. Got a lawnmower in my workshop too, that a push type. I haven't used it in years. I don't even. I got a push type over there that don't work, but the one in the workshop, it worked the last time I used it. But since I got my John Deere lawnmower, I haven't used it. That's what I was using before. I bought the. Yeah, I had that one first. That riding lawnmower. That was the first one. This one, that's when we bought brand new somewhere. That one we bought at an auction. Something happened in the engine. It broke the block. The engine broke somewhere, and I didn't want to get it fixed. Then we had we went back to the push mower. Used that until it stopped working, and then I got another push mower somewhere. I can't remember. It was used. I think those two were new when we got them. Anyway, eventually I broke down and bought a John Deere riding mower. Those zero-turn things. Took me a while to get used to them, but I finally know how to use it now. And so far it's working. But I said before we got the zero-turn, and after this one broke, and all these other ones broke, we were using that push mower that's inside the workshop, and that was a pain. That was a pain to use. My wife used it too, but over the years she got too weak to use it, so it fell to me. That's why I bought the zero-turn, and now I got to get rid of some of these, or all of them, somehow. I don't know how to get rid of them. I got old cars I got to get rid of too, so I got to find some junk place that will take them without me having to pay for them. Pay to get them rid of it. I'm still thinking about that, or how to do it. This equipment here is not junk. Everything here can still be used. I got a. Well, actually, that one's not mine. That belongs to the farm. I just borrowed it after my other sycamore had a problem, and I never took it back. But that one's mine. I bought that at auction. I bought that Ford baler. We used it for a few years. I bought from the neighbor, or the neighbor's father. when he had an auction 2 miles away or a mile away, halfway between here and the farm. And it worked for a while. It gave me some problems. Then I bought that New Holland. But anyway, that rake is mine. Everything else is mine. That bush hog is mine. I bought that at auction. That one I bought from the farm because nobody was using it because it was falling apart. And my brother's got two big ones. And anyway, but there's other stuff like this. I need to find some place to put it. I'm just thinking to take it out to the dump, to my garbage dump out in the big pasture. Yeah, just add to it. The wood stuff can be cleaned up. I can burn that. Gotta be careful where I burn it because there's lots of nails in that wood there. And that pile of wood there, those are 4x4s that hardwood, which were left over from my job when I back in the 80s. Actually, late 70s and 80s. Yeah, and most of the I worked 9 years at a hardwood lumber company. They bought sawed lumber, hardwood lumber, and then the place we would put them on stacks, stack them, stick them, let them air dry for 6 months or so, and then they'd kiln dry them, put the whole bundle in the kiln drying, and then we would unstack it, or then we would unstack the kiln dried lumber and then put it in stacks and then sell it. And some of it we planed. If the customer wanted it planed, we planed both sides. Yeah, I worked there for 9 years, but that was all mostly outdoors because it was under a roof. It was under a roof, but it was exposed to the air. So it was cold in winter and hot in summer. But one winter, I forget when, 82 I think, there was a big snowstorm. We got about 2 feet, and we weren't working. It was at night, but the roof collapsed. Oh, there's some leaves falling off down there. The roof collapsed, so we were off for maybe a week while they cleaned the old stuff out. But then when we went back to work, I think it was like in January, it was cold. But then when we went back to work, we were working because the area that we did the actual work, it was still okay. The roof fell on it, but it didn't damage none of that. There, the platform and everything else. But we had to work while they were building the roof above us. I didn't like that, but yeah, it was a steel building. Anyway, that's enough reminiscing. Let's look who is still around. Okay, I got some work to do before it gets too late. Anyway, yeah, I thought I was done, but I'm not. Anyway, these 4x4s, I brought them home. They were good years and years ago, back in the late 80s. Yeah, I think I worked there sometime in around 79, right before I got married. Yeah, right before I got married. And then I worked there until 77, and then I didn't like the way they treated me. Took advantage of my good nature, I guess. Anyway, I quit there and got it. They opened up the auto parts plant. Yeah. My brother got a job there first, and my cousin. I applied, but I didn't hear nothing from him, so I went back to talk to him. They had a big thing at the high school when they were looking for workers. Everybody had to show up at the high school and do the interview and stuff, and I did all that, and then I waited and waited for them to call me because they got my brother and my cousin and some other people I know. But they didn't contact me. So I went back to them, to the plant, once the plant, see, they did all this rehiring, hiring and stuff before the plant was even built. But anyway, after the plant was running, and my brothers and my relatives were hired, I went to the plant and asked them if they're considering hiring me, and they looked it up and said, "Oh, yours is one of the ones that some soup got spilled on some applications, and they couldn't tell who it was." So I had to re-interview, and I got hired. But I don't know if that was an excuse or what. But anyway, I worked there for 32 years, so then I retired. Yeah, I had a few jobs there. But at least it was indoors. That's the main thing. It was still hot during the summer, but at least I had an air-conditioned office. I didn't have the big office I worked in. It had lots of people working in the office, but my main job was working out on the floor, measuring parts. But I had come into the office to do the reports. Anyway, that's another story. Some things you just can't forget. Anyway, I keep getting off the point here. Those are the 4x4s I brought back from that lumber company. I used them for a while until they started rotting, and now they're just in the way. And there's the two lawnmowers. The first lawnmowers we bought when they were new. Yeah, the riding mower, and then I don't know which one came first. Probably that one. That probably came first. The push mower. It worked until it didn't, and then that riding mower, that worked until it didn't. So these are remnants of the past. I need to get rid of them though. They're in the way here. Eyesore too. Oh, here's another one. So, I can't remember that one. I got another one in the workshop. That's the last one we had. Yeah, I don't know where I had all these. Oh, this one here, I like this because it had the big wheels on it. But over time, it just stopped working, so I just got another one. But this one here, we bought this at auction somewhere. I forget where. And it worked for a while until it didn't work. And then we had that other push mower, another push mower, and that's when I broke down and bought that John Deere I'm using now, that 0-turn. Okay. I'm just wasting time. And that there box, there's an old, I think that's an old telephone or utility pole, I think. Yeah, or it's an old cedar. I'm not sure. I can't remember where it came from. But all that stuff there, that's what's left over from an old box I built. You can see how it was this tall, and it was square, and then I was able to feed bales on top of that hill there. Well, when the fence went all the way to there, and then down the hill, I would drive in on that side of the tree, drive in, put that box there, and then put the bale in that box so they wouldn't roll it down the hill. Yeah, that worked for a while. I got another one over that way that I fed over on that side. You could see it laying there on the other side of lays along the fence line. But it fell apart too, and I just left it lay there. Yeah, got to clean up some of this stuff. There might be some lumber in there. I have to take all the hardware off, and that's always a pain, taking hardware off. But I might get around to it one of these days. But I'm avoiding the subject of doing some work today on something else. I may go get started on it before I lose interest. The battery's charged. Took a while. It looks like it leaked. That's why I put that pad there. I didn't want to get nothing on the car. I needed someplace level and close to the outlet or extension cord. Maybe put that back where I found it. I'm not sure, but I think some of the battery acid dripped off of there, but not much. Hopefully it didn't hurt the car. I don't think it went through the towel. I don't see no mark there. I think the car's okay. Yeah, the car's okay. Well, my new phone battery, I got it installed yesterday. It's working. I didn't do it. I hired somebody to do it. Some business that does that. And so far it's working pretty good. Normally, overnight, I have it charged before I go to sleep, and then 100%. Then overnight it goes down to about 80 or 70%. But last night it stayed at 100 when I woke up this morning, so that's all good. And it lasts longer now too when I'm out here in this chilly air. Yeah. I've been recording for quite a while now, and I think it's still around 75%. So I'm happy with it. That's what they drink water out of. Yeah. Hey, kitty. Oh, look at a pear. Next time I see the cattle up here, I'll feed them those pears, because I want to go to the farm one of these days and get some more, but I thought it might rain today, so I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Okay. Let's get something done on something else. But I think I bought this yesterday. I'm not sure. No, I think I bought this 2 days ago. I'm not sure anymore. But I bought it recently, and this is what I'm going to put together. It's called a four-tier black wire shelving unit. Four-tier black wire unit. I'm going to use that for plants. If I get any more plants, I can use that. The plants will be on top, but I can use the shells for something else. I'm going to put this in my bedroom next to the other one that I got in there. The window's wide enough for two of them. If I remember right, this costs around $70, give or take. I think it was 69 something. Oh yeah, around 70. I got the two that I have in the house are white. I couldn't find white. This is all they had, so this is what I'm looking with. Yeah. And the two that I have in the house didn't start out with plants on them, but they got plants on them now. Hello, Mama and her kitten. So traffic on the road today. I sure put a lot of glue on that lid. Hard time getting it off. Yeah, it's all glue there. Well, it took some effort, but I got it out of the box. I put these together before here, and I put a bunch of them together in the Philippines. Yeah. Yeah, we had a bunch of them in the Philippines. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I guess they're still using them there, I'm not sure. I like it because they're rubber coated or something. So they don't rust, especially in the Philippines where everything rusts there real fast. Okay, now for the poles. Well, I've done this, like I said, I've done this before, but I might need the instructions to figure out how to get started. I know there's 4 long poles, The short ones, I don't know if the short ones go on top or they're bottom. I think they go on the top. That's what I'm thinking. But that's always good to have some instructions in case I get lost. Yeah. It's a little chilly out here, but at least not in the rain. Yeah, the long poles go on the bottom first. And the short poles go on the top last. I think I can get it. I have some experience with this. It's been a while, but we'll see. It would be better if I had a flat surface to work on, but I guess I can do it here. By here, I mean here, in front of the car. It's not clearly level, but I think it's good enough for what I need to do. Well, I turned it around a little bit and propped it up so it's somewhat level so it won't slide off the hood. And I got all those out. I got the 4 things on the bottom of the legs of the poles. I guess you call that the feet. They screw in. And then I got 16 pairs of those, and that's what I need here. And they give me 1 extra, so that's good in case I lose one. Yeah, I think I got everything I need. Put the legs on. Or let's put the feet on. I think I'll screw them in all the way. And then if I need to level them after I get it in the house, I'll screw out the ones I need to screw out. Okay, got the feet screwed on. Yeah. The hardest part about these is putting that first layer on. Getting all the poles lined up and that first layer put on. And it ain't easy, I can tell you that. From what I remember anyway. Well, these 4 things had spacers. I couldn't figure out what they were for, and they weren't on the list, instruction list. But those are just spacers in between these things as they were packed. Yeah, just so they wouldn't make noise inside the package. That's what that was for. Well, I won't need those, but I might use them somewhere else. Who knows? First thing I do is get 4 of those 2 halves, 4 of those, snapped onto this bottom rung. I'm gonna put them about 2 high, here and here, just to keep them off the ground a little bit. Okay, I got those on. Now I get the rack over the top of all 4 at the same time. I got to put those over the top of the pole. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I forgot how hard this was. Once I get the first one on, the rest should be easier. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And I had to do it again. I was right the first time. The arrows are supposed to be pointing up, because these come in from the bottom, and the weight of the shelf will push down on the taper. It's narrow here, wider there, so the shelf will be pushing down. So I was wrong. Okay, live and learn. I also had to turn this around. Yeah. And poles need to go in this way. I'll see if I can get that. See if I can get that done. Well, I had to improvise. I turned the rack upside down, show the rack part, and then I just pushed the poles from the top down. From the top down. Worked out pretty good that way. Now I got to tighten them up with a hammer, because as I hammer these down, that will get tighter, and that's what I want. Yeah, Right now I can hammer the legs, but as I turn it over, I'll be hammering the rack. When it's upside down, this will press against that way. So right now I'm going to hit the legs, tighten them up. Them too. That's a little tighter. A little tighter here too. Let me take it off there and set it on the ground. Well, that's a start. Should be easier to put the other ones on. I just got to make sure I get those clips there in the right position. The taper to the bottom. The smaller end on the taper to the bottom. So as they go in, no, that's not right. No, they're up, small end to the up, because as the shelf goes on, they want to wedge down and keep them tight. Yeah, so the small end goes up. Small end of the taper goes up. Okay, let's see what I can do. Get another shelf on there. That's a good start, though. Looks like I got company. Hello, guy. You're not too afraid of me anymore. Well, he did run away a little bit. I think he was over here doing something. You know, I just happened to notice him. He ran out that way, but he stopped. That's the cat that looks like my cat. He's got the white feet, but I don't think he's got as much white on the back legs, although he's not standing up right now. So he didn't run away, so that's good. He's going to keep me company here for a while. You eat as much as you want, boy. Keep my cat company. Yeah. She's the only one here with her kitten. Huh. But before, though, the other cats are still afraid. As soon as they see me, they run off. But he's over time. He used to do the same thing. Run away real fast. Run across that way. But he's been stopping farther away and just watching me. The other day, I caught him eating some food, and he didn't run away from that. He didn't run away. And today, I don't know what he was doing here, but he was probably eating again. And he just stopped. I guess he's testing me. Anyway, I'm going to continue working on my project here. There he goes. He's doing something. I think he must have, maybe he caught something. He's doing something there. I don't know what. He's eating something. I think he caught a bug. I don't know what kind of bug. Anyway, he's not running away, so that's good. Yeah, see how his back legs are almost all gray. Yeah, the mama cat has white on her back legs. Oh, way up high. Not quite to her hips, but halfway between her hips and her, I call it the elbow, or the joint. Oh, good for you, boy. Okay, I got the 1, 2, 3, 4. I got them on. I think I got them in the right place, or the same place, to make it level. Guess I'll find out. Actually, there's double. If you look close, every so often there's a double line here. I think that's where they go, and that's where I put them, right, that double line. I didn't do it down there, though. Yeah. The double line down there is right here. But I was going by the instructions. The instructions showed it was only 2 rings. 2 rings below that the shelf. Yeah, two rings there. So that's what I was going by the instruction, just by the picture. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's put another shelf on. Okay, I got 2 shelves on. I'll show you how I tighten them up. I use a board going across the corner on both sides, and I hammer it. That way it's equal pressure on both sides when I hammer it down. Same on all the corners. That's how I tighten them up. And I don't want to mark up the metal either, because it's got a rubber coating on it, or paint or something, And this way I don't mark up nothing. Okay, let's get another shelf on. So far, so good. 3 shelves on. I gotta put some extensions on now, on top, before I put another shelf on. Oh, 3 shelves are in, or on. I gotta put some extensions up at the top. Those 4 pipes, they're shorter. It seems like my shelves aren't far enough apart. If I'm gonna put extension on, yeah, that don't seem right. Something's off. Wait till I get them on and see what happens. Well, I can always adjust the shelves if I have to, but all I really need is the top shelf for the plants. Yeah. So the spacing on them really doesn't matter that much. I can still store something on there, but I can change it if I have to. Yeah, the shelf spacing is all off. I'm gonna have to get a yardstick and measure something. I'll have to change it. The bottom one's okay. I'm gonna change them too before I put the top one on. Although I could probably do it. Let's put the top one on first, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what those double lines were for. Maybe I'm not sure what those are for. Anyway, I'm gonna put the top one on, and then I'll divide out the other 2 equally after I get the top one on. Yeah, spacing is way off, but I can fix that. I heard something breathing behind me. She's up here. I don't know if she's snorting or just breathing. No, you got hay, you got grass. You don't need nothing from me. Not today. Seems like she's getting a mean streak on her. She's fighting with everybody now. Fighting with her hiding mates. And she fights with him all the time, but that could be something to do with breeding. Yeah. Anyway, I got to get back to work. I measured from the bottom rack, because I'm not going to change that one. I measured from the bottom one to the top one. There's 4 foot. So I'll put each shelf 2 foot apart. What do you want, kid? Okay, let's reposition them 2 shelves. I'm going to raise them 2 foot apart. 2 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot. No, wait a minute. Oh, I got to refigure this. 2 foot from there, and 2 foot from there. That ought to work. Look at that. Sun came out. How about that? I don't think it's going to be around for very long, but at least it came out. For a little while. Feels good. What are you doing? Always following me around. And crying. Your mama's out hunting again, I think. Left you behind, huh? Well, I measured right. It's 48 inches from there to there. But I divided wrong. I thought it was supposed to be 24 inches between each shelf, but that's only if I put a shelf in the middle. But since I got 2 shelves in between, that's divided 3 ways, so that'll make it 16 inches, and that's what I did. I made that 16 inches from the top, so I'll make that 16 inches from the bottom. See where it lines up. Might be an inch or so off. But it'll work. So far, so good. With a few minor adjustments. You still up here? What are you looking for? Huh? Yeah. You want some more pears? You got to come up over by the house on the other side by the barn, and I'll give you some pears. Because maybe tomorrow I'll go pick a few more if it ain't raining. Okay. One more shelf to fix. Then you can take it into the house. Well, that's good enough for me. Good enough for the plants too. The plants will sit on top where they're closer to the window, and I can use the rest of them for other storage. And I didn't quite get them 16 apart. That one ended up being 15. The middle one's 17, and from there the top gap is 16. Close, and close enough for me. And just how it worked out. Okay, let's see if I can get it inside the house now without it falling apart. Okay, let's move it inside the house. I don't know what she's doing up here, just hanging out, I guess. Okay, let's see what I can do with this now. I gotta move that one over to the right. Hopefully the plants on the right side will still get enough light. Well, that's as good as I can make it. I got one more thing to put on that black shelf. Well, I'm ready for some more plants in that other container on the left. It's empty. Okay. At least there's some light here. Yeah. I'll probably put some sweet potatoes and any more of the lemongrass that I can plant. If I find more containers, and if there's any plants that I got in water that grow any roots. It's just after 5 p.m. and I'm done putting that shelf rack into the bedroom. I just gotta wait and see if I have any other lemongrass or other plants to put in there. So now I got room. I got some soil left in the wheelbarrow. I just need some containers to put stuff in. Looks like it's clouding up a little bit out there. I'll have to check the radar when you come back, when I go in the house. Yeah, there's some clouds up there too. But it's thinning out to the southeast. Yeah, the southeast is pretty clear. Somewhat clear. Yeah. Oh look, the moon. Moon came up already. Right there. I lost it. Somewhere there. Somewhere there. Yeah, it's going behind a cloud now. Yeah, but it was there. And that's the northeast. Yeah. It's pretty, not clear out to the northeast. Nice layer of clouds there. Look at that. And then to the north. It's looking nice. Nice glowy cloud. Sun must be hitting it up there. Because the sun's over to the southwest now. Almost looks like the sun from here, but the sun is actually over there somewhere. Somewhere over there at 5 p.m. Another hour before sunset, so sun's over there someplace. And it's shining this way onto that cloud. Sure, the cloud's glowing. Actually, it glows more in the video than it does with my eye, but it's still bright. Okay. Looks like the clouds are moving toward the northeast to my right. Okay, I got some business in the barn. I got to get some grass clippings because when I head over to the farm to pick more pears, I got to prepare another tree for grafting later on. I got a bag of grass clippings that I cut last year when the cattle weren't there. The three Highlanders were down in the big pasture with the bull last summer. Not this past summer, but in 24. And while they were gone, I had to cut grass around the house and the barn here and the orchard. But now this year they were able to eat it all, so I didn't have much to cut. Except there in front of the house, in front of the driveway, I mean. And down in the big pasture along the road, along the fence. The trees are changing color, getting colder. There's a little bit more water in the pond since those few rains we were getting recently. There's more leaves on the ground from this tree, this maple tree, but not too many yet. There'll be more later as the temperature gets colder. Well, I got one wheelbarrow full of topsoil or old manure from that end over there. There's some more in there. I need to get some more of that out because I didn't do it last year. And now most of it got covered up. I'm not going to bother this area here because this was all new from last winter on this side of that post. But everything from there, on that side of the post, it's probably still old. Most of it anyway. There might be a few piles from this year. Well, at least this year when I was selling cattle and had them in here, I was able to take this after I sold them. I was able to take those two gates that were tied together over there and replace it with this big heavy one that was over there by that other side of the barn. And now that's a lot more solid gate, but it's a little like an inch short. So I need to add something there so I can tie a chain around it, or at least secure it somehow when it's closed. That's for another day when I have cattle up here again, ready to put in there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that fence there, or that gate there. Yeah, that's the gate that I replaced out in the big pasture on the east end of the hay storage area. I got a 16-footer out there now, but I brought that one back here, and that works perfect for there. For funneling them into that pen over here. That worked out real good. And that gate there, I just saved it. It's kind of bent up and broke, so it's not really good for much. But I can use it here as another wing for when I need to get them around the corner and then into the other pen. Let's go check that trap since I'm out here. Yeah, there's still some old manure in there. Once I take that new hay, take it off the top. Yeah, all along here, on this side of even back in here. Yeah, from that post this way, there's all old stuff. Everything over there is new. That's because that's where I was feeding hay this past winter. I didn't put none over here, just in that area, because I was intending to take this out for the garden eventually. That's another on my to-do list one of these days. There's the bottom. Got some green grass in it. Well, it's good to see there's nothing in the trap and there's no new holes from groundhogs, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, a little chilly today. There's the cattle eating on the bale. I'm about done out here. There's my two pear tree. I don't think there might be a pear or two on that tree yet. But I know there's some on that one. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Pick them up if they fall, and then when I'm done with the pear, finished with the pears at the farm, I'll probably pick them. I just have to cut up the pears that I got in the house, a bucket of that I picked at the farm. I think it was last week, or yeah. I gotta prepare them for pear sauce. Cook them up, cut them up, cook them, and put them in containers for freezing. Okay, let's go back to the house. I'm done today. I still got a bucket of pears there that I gotta feed to the cattle. But until they come up to the barn on this side of the barn by the house, I'm gonna wait. Okay, and that bucket of manure out of that wheelbarrow, I'm going to take it to the pears over at the farm with that bag of grass clippings and spread it around some of the trees that I'm going to, at least I got another tree that I found for grafting, a small one, so I'm going to prepare it for when it, wait until it gets big enough to graft, but I'm going to make sure it's got something protecting it too, with the old manure and the grass clippings. I'll do that some other day. Not today. Well, it's already past 5:30, so the sun will be going down soon. So I might walk up there on the west side and see what it looks like. Probably too many clouds, but I'm going to look anyway. At first, I'm going to check the weather radar, see if it's showing anything out to the west or southwest, or anywhere on that side. Okay, let's go check. Well, it was 50 this morning, and it was 50 almost all day, but now it's starting to get colder again. It dipped down below 50. It's supposed to get close to freezing tonight. I'll check it later, or I'll check it tomorrow morning. Well, this radar from 5:40 p.m. shows a storm to the southeast, which I don't think is coming to me, down there on the right, lower. But there's a few small clouds to my west and southwest and northwest, but I don't know if any of that's coming to me either, so I think it's just overcast cloud skies. Okay, that's all for now. Well, the weather radar didn't show any rain close to me, but there's still plenty of clouds, and the air's cooling off too. I can feel it. Oh, look at that little dark cloud all by itself. Doesn't look like anything. Doesn't look like the clouds are even moving. They look like they're stuck. I guess I won't see no sunset tonight. Or today. Too many clouds, so I guess this will be the end then. The end of another day and the end of another video. I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow. I might go over to the pear farm and pick some more pears. Although I still have a bucket that I got to process for pear sauce. Peel them, or not peel them. Take out the core, cut them up, and cook them. Cook them and then smash them. Yeah. I've done it once already this year. I guess I can do it again. May have to do it more than once because I think about half a bucket will fit into my pot. So I'll have to do 2 pots, but not at the same time. And then if I pick some more pears, I'll have to do some more after that. But whatever I pick, I'm going to give some to my sister because she said she made a pear pie and then froze it. So, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make the pear sauce. It's easier to eat. Oh, she recommended putting cinnamon. I didn't do that, but when I did eat some, I just sprinkled some cinnamon on top of it, and it was just as good. I didn't, but next time I'll put the cinnamon in it while it's cooking. I think that'll soak in better. Okay, it's just like applesauce, put cinnamon in it, so that's good. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Anyway, that's all for today. Since I'm out here, I guess I'll check the mail. Right down there. North to the highway. Thought I heard some thunder. Maybe not. That's west. Southwest. And that's where the sun is somewhere. Right in there. Sun should be setting right through here someplace. Or somewhere in this area. I sure can't see it. And that's south. Okay. Time to go in. Stay in. And for today anyway.